Whoa, Kyle, oh, it's just you. What's with all the clanging?
Oh, it must have been all the change in my pocket. Logan, I'm here to tell you that tonight you'll be visited by 3 teachers. One of classrooms past, one of the present, and one of the future. They're gonna help you evaluate your school year and help to prepare you for what is yet to come.
Huh?
I am the teacher of classrooms past.
She's always early.
Whoa, it's me, 4 months ago. I remember this lesson. It was about U.S. landmarks, and it didn't go so well.
Did you reteach the material using another method?
No, I felt overwhelmed. I just pushed through the lesson, and I don't think the students understood the importance of the landmarks at all. Please, teacher of classrooms past, take this vision away.
Happy holidays and welcome to Launch Your Classroom. I'm Kyle Pope. The halfway point in the school year is nearly here. Soon you'll have a couple of weeks to rest up from all of your hard work. You've certainly earned it. But before you go on your break, there's one essential thing you must do: reflect. Self-evaluation is key to developing as a teacher. When you give yourself time to reflect in the middle of the school year, you're able to focus on measuring your own growth as an educator. Pat yourself on the back for all of your accomplishments, but also look for ways to improve for the second half of the year. Today on Launch Your Classroom, we're going to discuss 3 different ways to help you reflect through your students, on your own, and with the help of a teaching colleague. Let's take a look at our first strategy, 1-minute paper.
Student input is extremely valuable. After all, they are the ones who are experiencing the learning process in your class. Their observations can help you recognize potential oversights in your curriculum and ineffective teaching methods. You know, as a teacher, you constantly get to assess your students. Now it's time to let them have a chance to assess you. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. This strategy is called 1-minute paper. Although there are many different ways you can use this technique, the mechanics stay the same. You'll give your students 1 minute to write about a subject. In this case, the focus will be the first half of the school year. Here's how it'll work. Have your students get out a piece of paper and write the following title on top: My School Year So Far. Then, tell them that you want to hear about their experience in your class. Write some topic ideas on the board for them to consider, targeting items that you want to know about. Some examples may include easiest or hardest lesson, rules and consequences, and favorite or least favorite part of your class. Let your students know that they can write about any or all of those topics, but they only have a set amount of time to put their thoughts on paper. Also tell them that their feedback will help you make your classroom better because you value their input. Start the timer, boop, and watch them get to work. When they are finished, collect all the papers and set aside some time to read them after the school day. Create a T-chart and label the columns to celebrate and to improve. Then make notes of any consistent feedback from at least 2 or 3 students. When you read positive input, put it in your to celebrate half of the chart. When you read some input on potential weaknesses, write it in the to improve column. Revisit this T-chart during your break and plan for ways to improve the quality of your class once the school year resumes.
The popularity of superheroes in American culture has got me wondering, what would my superpower be? After a little bit of thinking, I've decided it's the ability to read minds. I'm going to demonstrate my power by telling you something about yourself. You're interested in improving as an educator. Okay, so I can't really read minds, but the fact that you're here participating in professional development tells me that you care about growing in your profession, and that's great. One of the most important things you can do to achieve this goal is to self-evaluate. As a teacher, it's easy to get trapped in the past. You can feel that this is how I've always done it, and this is how I'll always do it. And why not? It's comfortable, right? Well, we know that our students are constantly changing, new teaching methods are developing, along with advancements in technology. We have to make sure that we too are moving forward so that we aren't left behind. Self-evaluation affords us the opportunity to make our day-to-day experience better. Finding ways to increase your ability to manage misbehavior can be a huge stress relief. Understanding which teaching strategies work and which strategies don't will allow you to increase your students' ability to learn. And being proactive in fixing your weaknesses can lead to better professional evaluations. If you're having a hard time determining areas of improvement on your own, that's okay. Your gradebook can be a great source of information on which of your units were most successful and which ones still might need some work. Students are another great source of feedback as they are the chief participants in your lessons, and coworkers, especially those in your professional learning communities, can provide you with expertise and teaching methods you might be unfamiliar with. Ultimately, the job of a teacher is to help their students grow. It doesn't take a mind reader to presume that you're probably pretty good at it. So, use your teacher's superpowers on yourself and focus on ways to improve your class through self-evaluation.
Huh? Oh, man. For a second there, I thought I was in the past. I guess I drank too much coffee today. It's got to be something like that.
Hi, I'm the teacher of classrooms present. This is going to look great on the gram.
Whoa, so I really was in the past.
Logan, I want to show you what's happening as you're sitting at your desk alone.
Hey, there's the other fourth grade teachers, Austin and Kate. What are they doing?
They're engaged in a PLC, working collaboratively as a team. Weren't you invited to this meeting?
Yeah, I was, but I've just been so busy trying to create new lessons.
Here's an activity that I used in the last unit that students really enjoyed and led to those high test scores.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
It looks like I've been missing out on some great opportunities to work with other teachers. Teacher of classrooms present. I think I've seen enough.
When teachers share their best strategies with one another, students win. This holds true in all types of schools, regardless of size, wealth, or student population. For this reason, most schools have adopted professional learning communities, or PLCs, so teachers of similar content and grade levels can work as a team. By sharing strategies, resources, and data in their PLCs, teachers create more opportunities for their students to reach grade level and subject proficiency. PLCs give you the opportunity to improve your teaching practice with the support of a team that shares your vision. Instead of working alone, teachers work together with common goals and a shared idea of what it means for a student to be proficient in those goals. PLCs meet regularly, following a structured agenda driven by the mission to increase student achievement. Teachers share assessment data, identifying areas of growth and areas where students need to improve. The magic of a PLC is in its synergy. By sharing their best practices with one another, teachers gain not only the ideas and resources of their PLC members, but also the new ideas and resources they create in the PLC together. PLCs also build trust between adults in the school. When you openly communicate data and ideas with your colleagues, you are showing your commitment to your school's continual improvement, starting with your own practices. In a PLC, you gain both accountability and support. When you measure your students' growth with that of your PLC members, you get a better idea of where you need to grow as a teacher to support your students. If your students are struggling with an objective, one of your colleagues can share a lesson that helped their students achieve it. And you, in turn, get a chance to lead your colleagues in the areas where you shine. Teachers who work together learn together, and the key result is greater student success.
One of the best ways to make sure your collaboration stays on task is through the use of a PLC planning guide. Let's take a look at how two teachers use the guide to reflect and inform their future instruction. Computer, boop, 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 boop.
Last meeting, we were preparing for our summative assessment. We focused on 5 reading literature standards.
Let's see how our kiddos did with the first one.
My students showed a lot of growth on this standard. They went from 40% mastery on the pre-assessment to over 80% on the post-assessment.
Wow, way to go. I thought my students would do well on this standard. but they didn't make the connection between the picture and the mood. Wow, it looks like your students really made a lot of growth. What activities did you use that helped them grow?
This is a thriving PLC because of the trust the teachers have with one another. Notice that there's no judgment and no discomfort with asking for help. Teachers celebrate each other's successes because they will benefit from each other's ideas. They also know how to ask for help.
So here's what the turning point was for my students. For one lesson, I had them imagine the expressions of the characters if their faces weren't visible. Then I asked them to explain why they would have those facial expressions, so that got us talking about mood.
You were getting them to empathize by looking at the illustrations alongside the narrative. What a good idea.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it next time, but might even introduce it a little bit earlier.
And I'm going to add that to my list of improvements that I can make.
Notice how this conversation is benefiting both teachers. One teacher will adopt a strategy that's been proven to work. The other is not only reviewing her successful activity, she's improving it by committing to do it earlier in the year. In both cases, their students win.
Do you have a printout that I can use to help us through the illustrations?
I do. Here, we'll put it in this last column, and I just copied the link for you.
Wow, great, you rock. I'm so glad we get to collaborate. Now, let's look at the next standard. I had much more success getting the students to compare and contrast themes.
Oh good, I'd really like your input.
By using the PLC planning guide, these two teachers were able to determine specific activities and teaching methods that were proven effective. This led to some much needed reflection and reevaluation. In the end, both teachers were able to benefit from focused PLC planning.
The halfway mark of the school year provides an excellent opportunity for teachers to reflect on their practices. Before the break begins, make it a point to gather feedback from your students and your coworkers. Then take some time to process what you've learned and create a plan to grow as an educator. I guarantee that if you use self-evaluation to inform your instruction moving forward, you'll have better lessons, increased student performance, and a great sense of accomplishment. This month on Launch Your Classroom, we're going to take a closer look at teacher reflection through the use of a self-assessment tool. We're also going to get into the kitchen and talk about the holiday season in the United States. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel to get all of our upcoming professional development content. Thank you, and we'll see you next time on Launch Your Classroom.
Okay, I need to start planning a new engaging lesson to reteach US landmarks. And I definitely need to go to those PLC meetings. There's a lot of good material in there. Huh?
I am the teacher of Classroom's future.
Nice shades. I don't remember this.
That's because it hasn't happened yet.
Wow, the students look like they're really learning. I wonder what lesson it is. US landmarks? You there, boy. Excuse me, Patrick. What day is it?
Why, it's U.S. Landmarks Day. Wait, why are there two of you?
US landmarks? US landmarks! Then it's not too late. My plan to meet with the PLC and revise my lessons must have worked. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, teachers of past, present, future.
Thank you, everyone.